Hi YouTubers, this is the back of a radio model GE G-105. I was looking on YouTube and I did not see any videos on this radio whatsoever. It has motorized tuning, and then it also has a loop antenna, and they call it the beam scope. Now basically you could take this antenna, instead of moving the radio around, you can move the antenna around. Now, according to the service manual that I had downloaded, this here is kind of like a Faraday cage of some type, and what it does is it blocks or helps eliminate noises from sweepers and stuff, atmospheric noises and what have you, and they claim that you can turn it until you get a null and be able to eliminate the noise. This is the cam for the motorized system, and it's connected right to the tuning condenser. These wires here are all leads going to switches, which I'll show you here in a few seconds. This is the brake that these contacts here, if you can see right now, I've got it on a radio station, and the contact is resting on this plastic piece. There's a plastic piece there. Down here is the two wires for the connecting circuit for the motor. You got the one part of the band going this way, and the other part of the metal band going this way. Now, when you want to hit a station, you have to, and I'm going to go up here to the top of the radio. You hit the button, but you have to hold on to it, because if you lift up, the motor stops. Say it won't run. So you got to hold on to it, and then it will go to the next station.
Substantive changes that
and of course,
see a lot of visual
I had a weaker station.
We need more volunteers. We are a non-profit. We run a museum with no paid staff. We're looking for volunteers, either as docents.
I'm going to show you the front of this radio here in a second, but I want to show you how the motor mechanism works. I'm going to try to hit a switch up here. I think I might go with that one and go back to the original station and hold the phone here so that you can see how it works. Now watch this. First thing I wanted to say is, notice that right now, as soon as I see it, the plastic stop, I'm going to call it that, is right there. See the contact? It's resting right on the plastic. Now as this cam turns, it's going to go all the way around until you go to the next contact, and right there it stopped. And of course I have to turn the volume up because that's a weaker radio station, but it does work. It did stop, and stopped at the radio station. That's how it works. Now, I had to, sorry for the messy room, because I've just been working on this for a couple of days. The way you adjust it, the way I adjusted it, was that there was a couple of switches that didn't have radio tags on them. I left them alone because some of them older radio stations are still alive. They only do talk shows now, but some of them are still in existence. But I had some buttons that didn't have the radio station call letters, and I would set it up on one of those. Now what I did was I tuned into the radio station, and I knew which lead went to which switch, and there's a little plastic nut here, and you just loosen up a little bit, just like adjusting, well, it's not like adjusting the brake cable, but if you turn that loosens it up, and then you, as you can see the slide here, you can slide that up and down. And what I would do is I slide it just right over top of the plastic so it don't make no connection. And then, when, of course, when I hit the switch, the motor go all around, hit that plastic, and break the connection to the motor. There is a switch here in the back, and if you put that on and you hit the button, then this light comes on. The motor doesn't move. Now, I don't know if that was a way to do the alignment for the switching mechanism for the motor. I couldn't find any information on how to exactly adjust this to the station that I wanted to stop on. So I had figured out all I had to do was like I said before, tune in the station, unloosen this, slide it up so that the contact is resting right on it. I don't even know if you can see it, but trust me, there's a little plastic bevel there that stops it. All right, enough of that. Of course, each label is numbered, so you would know which switch it went to. And of course, I had talked about I don't know if I did, I may have forgotten, about the beam. They called this a beamoscope. And wherever you put it in the house, you can adjust it. I think it's just a loop antenna, basically, is what it is. But it has this, I think I would call it a Faraday shield. It's made of some kind of wire, and it's soldered right here on the top. And then, of course, it's got trust me, it's got two plates. For some reason, this is soldered around here. And they claimed it helped eliminate atmospheric noises and what have you. All right, I'm going to go to the front and show you the whole radio in my messy room. And then I'm going to hit the switches and let you see how it goes up and down the dials. So let's just do that. See, I have to hold down on the button.
Roger, from California. I'm grateful.
How to push certain buttons and get this team to respond.
And so I don't get any trouble with the YouTube, I turn the volume down. But I can also, I like the way the dial looks. See, I can change from broadcast all the way up to the different shortwave bands. And then also, I can turn this knob right here, and this is for bass and treble and all that kind of stuff, which I think's kind of neat. And then, of course, it has the tuning eye, but I tried to troubleshoot the automatic volume control for the tuning eye. My resistor's good in the tuning eye for the target, and I think that's pins 2 and 4. I measured it. It works fine. But somehow, I don't know, I think maybe it might be my tube. The eye won't open and close whenever I tune into a radio station. But I think my automatic volume control is still working because the radio stations are not blasting you out of the house. You know, if the automatic volume control wasn't working right, then you would have a lot of noise and all your weaker stations would be turned way up and you'd have all kinds of racket. So anyways, maybe somebody else will have another radio like this that could do a hell of a sight better than I did as far as video and explaining how it works. But I think I done pretty good with not having a user manual. I couldn't even find that on the internet. Nobody sells one even. So I had to figure out how to to adjust the stations for the motorized circuit, and I did the best I could. At least it works, and I can go and change the station and it'll go right to where it's supposed to be. I did replace electrolytics and some capacitor. I replaced all the capacitors and I had some resistors that was off value, but unless somebody knows anything about this, I was not able to get my tuning eye to work. So this ends the video. It's not professional, but at least I hope you enjoy it a little bit. Maybe somebody else had one of these radios. I know they're out there because American, the antique radio forum had one or two or three people talking about this radio, showing the photos and stuff, but none of them ever explained how to tune it. And so I told you how to do it. So this ends the video. Thank you.